notice how like I posted that video. I just wanted to show like the difference of like a quality today and before, and I shared it to our other page, but it shared the video but not the fucking quotation that I put. So it just looks like on the real long boxers, it just straight up just looks like a totally racist video.
Right on. One of us will go fix it.
Yeah. Gabe, whenever you are ready, my friend.
All right. All right, here we go.
Hold on. Do you need me to tell you what we're on?
No, I was going to just say I don't know what fucking episode
All
this
right, cool.
Here, let me drink something because my throat's about to explode for some reason.
All those cocks.
Probably.
They do.
Holy crap, that's a lot of cocks. I have no idea what episode this is. I'm pretty sure it's Thinking Outside the Long Box with Juan, Gabe, and Doyle, who's still a bitch.
Sometimes.
What are we talking about first?
Shut up.
Well, I mean, either Blood Machines or Vast of Night.
I know, we're recording too.
Oh, hey, everybody. Welcome to an episode of Thinking Outside the Long Box. It has a number, and I have no idea what number that is.
Who are you?
Gabe.
I'm Doyle.
No, you fucked it up. I'm
God
Juan.
damn it, Doyle.
Goes, and then I goes, and then you goes, Juan.
Is that how it is? It might be how it is.
It is
how it is.
Now that I think
So
about it.
damn you, Juan.
You know what's crazy about the video that we're watching?
And then I had an internal bitch moment, and then that was 10, and then it was...
Doyle, there's an empty space in between your skull and the headphone, and it blends in with the background, but not the graphic background. It makes your head look very obtuse.
It's like it's almost like you have like a partial halo. It's freaking hilarious.
Which is weird because you'd never be going to heaven.
Probably not.
Oh, you got way more quiet.
I said probably not.
Oh, there we go.
Who knows?
Well,
which one?
We're talking about Blood Machines today.
Okay, yay! Juan, tell us a little bit about Blood Machines.
Oh,
Did you
shit.
look it up?
I chose it and didn't even look it up. My fault.
Was this your choice? This was Gabe's choice.
No. I
This
mean,
is
I just chose it in the fact that we're talking about it.
Oh.
You know what's weird is I don't think that this has a Wikipedia page.
I don't think it does either, but it has an IMDb.
Yes. So
here we go.
2019 movie, an artificial intelligence escapes her spaceship to turn into a female ghost and challenges two Blade Runners to a galactic chase. Directed by Seth Eicherman, written by him and Paul Lafarge, and it stars Elisa Lasowski, Anders Heinrichsen, Christian Eriksen, and a few other people.
So this movie is fucking amazing. Like, I cannot get over how much I like this movie. I watched it once by myself, and then I made my wife watch it with me too, and it was awesome. And I've also watched it a third time now.
So is this a movie? Because you said it was a 3-part miniseries.
So it is like a 3-part miniseries, but it is like beginning, middle, and end. So it is a movie. It's just, I don't know. Doyle, you look like you're having a stroke.
I'm eating.
That's what that looks like, huh?
Yes.
Your face is paused. That's why you look like you're having a stroke.
It's not paused on my end. You're good.
Oh, okay. It is on my end, and it looks super weird. Anyway, so Seth Eicherman is largely a music video director,
Yes.
and
100% tell.
Yeah,
Yes.
he directed Carpenter Brute, who did the soundtrack for the movie. He did his one of his more recent videos, and so that's how the two of them got connected. And effectively, they went on Kickstarter, funded this thing, and made, like an hour-long miniseries / movie, however you want to call it.
Well, yeah, they made a thing. It feels like an hour-long music video with no music.
That's what
Well,
I said.
There are musics.
There's a ton of music in it. There's like probably 30 minutes of no dialogue, I would say, over the course of the whole thing.
The weird thing about... Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so Gabe kept calling it a movie. That was the when you chose it, you were like, movie. And so I looked it up as a movie, but I found the last 20 minutes of the 3-part miniseries. And there's almost no talking in that whole last part. It's like a fucking music video. It's just music and then crazy shit's happening and people are getting sucked into other people, robot thingies. And I was like, is this what I'm supposed to be watching? And he's like, no, it's 3 parts. And I was like, well, fuck, I don't know what I just watched then. But I ended up watching the whole thing, but I was thoroughly confused for a minute.
Well, honestly, the dialogue's not the selling point of this.
For sure, it's not. Like,
so this is what's weird about this movie, which I heard it was a movie, and then Shudder made the decision to break it up into 3 parts. I don't know if that's true or not. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I can hear you. Your face still just is a stroke victim face for me, but
Not
other
for me.
than that, I can hear you.
I think it's the Gabe's internets, but I think that it's... I don't even know how to say this. It is awesome, but it is also terrible. Like, the dialogue is terrible. The stuff that happens is cool as fuck, and then there's some like really cool like themes, like the spaceship being like alive, and like the fucking laser weapon that like leaves a laser hanging in the air for like a minute. There's like lots of like really cool ideas, and then like the way that it's filmed, like I guess the special effects are like totally, I would say, like pretty revolutionary as far as like the way you could shoot a sci-fi movie. I've never really seen a movie done like that before. But I mean, if I was like grading it on a film scale, like the acting is not good and the dialogue is not good, but like you won't be bored while you're watching it. It's fucking crazy as shit.
So, having talked to the lead male actor, Anders Heinrichsen, which he says totally different than me, by the way, and it's freaking amazing.
That interview is coming soon. Or
nice.
Maybe it's already out by the time this is out. I don't know, actually.
Yeah, okay. But talking with him, so Seth Eicherman is French, and he doesn't speak English. Anders is Dutch and doesn't speak French. He only speaks, Dutch and English. So, I think he didn't say he spoke other languages, but he doesn't know French. So part of that is in his interview, he talked about how there were like moments of miscommunication where he wasn't exactly sure what the director wanted because they literally couldn't talk to each other. Like there was a breakdown of communication, and it's interesting that they managed to get something this intense. Like his acting's not amazing, and like the dialogue, you're right, is kind of weird, and like it seems forced in a lot of moments, but in some ways it almost fits because it's like a modern B film where the acting doesn't have to be great, because that's certainly not why you showed up to watch that particular movie, right?
That's what I'm saying.
It is fucking visually one of the coolest fucking things I've ever seen. Like the only thing that I think really comes close is like as far as the use of digital effects is some of the stuff that Robert Rodriguez has managed to do in some of his kids' films. It seems like it's done in a very similar way, and I think it's fascinating to see that fantastical world created to such an extent that it doesn't seem out of place because fucking everything looks like that, and that's a pretty cool way to do it. And it is.
Oh, go ahead. I thought you were just gonna stop for a second, but.
Oh yeah, no, you're good, man.
I was gonna say, can you imagine how impractical that weapon is? Like if it was a battlefield of that, like how we have wars today, how the weapon hangs in midair. after you shoot it.
Yeah.
How utterly impractical that would be. Like everybody would fire, then nobody could move for like 5 seconds. And then everybody fire again, everybody's just fucking frozen.
That's peacetime, bro. That's when you talk peace.
I love the way it looks and sounds, and like the way it harnesses to his back. All those weird little touches in the movie fucking made me geek out so hard on this movie.
There's a fucking heart stimulator on the ship. I mean, like, yeah, the movie is definitely like very. I mean, it's bizarre, but it's cool. Like all the different ways that they interact with the sci-fi genre.
To me, it came off like a music video producer had too much money, and that's why you kind of got these weird, fantastical set scenes. Like it didn't feel like a movie or a TV show to me. In the introduction of the movie, like, or of the music, I think the music is really what kept me going, because going in, watching the very end first and not knowing at all what was going on, and I don't even know if I know much more of what was going on after I watched the first 2 episodes either, but
you definitely don't.
But like going into the last one, it was mostly music and crazy sci-fi like set pieces or graphics or however you want to say it. But it felt like a music director had just too much money and he played with a shit ton of stuff. Visually, it was a cool thing to watch. I just wasn't sure if that's what I was watching. If that's why I was watching this thing was because of the music and the way it looked. I didn't know if I was watching a movie or kind of what your draw was to it originally.
Yeah, I definitely think he probably should have hired better writers and maybe casting decisions were. Not that the actors aren't cool, it's just probably be getting a more cohesive film if you casted people you can communicate with. But
so I think
overall,
and I think a big part of that I think a big part of that too though is he has a big budget when compared to like a music video, but this movie was made for next to nothing, as far as movies go.
I feel like he didn't. I feel like he made exactly what he wanted to make. I feel like if he would have had writers and all of that kind of stuff, it probably would have been something different than what he intended. I honestly think this was what he wanted. Like the music takes a big forefront and the visuals take a big forefront. And I think that's really because all of a sudden the ship and a lady sprouts out of a ship. Like I 100% didn't understand what the frick was going on. But
oh, it's so funny. In my interview with Anders, I said that you were going to say that exact sentence.
The ship is alive, bro. He's killing the ship.
No, I get that. I just didn't understand why the like replica human lady and why everybody was topless when they were like it's weird. Like there have been many times where ships are sentient and you try to kill the ship, but like random humanoid beings don't pop out of those ships. Like that's a weird thing.
It's because the other AIs did the ritual. Like they have to do like this magic ritual to make her come out of the ship.
I think there was a first viewing, and then in the feedback cards it said needs more titties, and he was like, agreed. And then he reshot it.
I think he made what he wanted to make, though. I honestly think he probably came out exactly like he wanted.
Like looking at the other stuff that he's made, like the music videos and some of the commercials and shit, like genuinely, I feel the same as Juan. I feel like this is exactly what he wanted to make. Like the dialogue and the plot was effectively just a loose, like placeholder to make that visual of a movie. And I can't fault it for that. Like It doesn't bother me that the acting's bad because I could get high and watch this movie every fucking night. Like it is that cool to me, and it's not that long. It's like an hour long, so it's just like an hour long mindfuck. Like it's I don't
even know, like because I'm not grading it like I would a film. So I don't even know if I would say that the acting is bad, because that's not the focus. That's not what you're supposed to be relying on, I think, in watching this. And so it was something that I didn't even really mind. Like, it didn't take me out of the film. I wasn't sure what I was watching, especially because I watched the last part first.
Yeah, that's
And
not
that threw me
helping.
for a loop.
I still think it has to be great on the curve in which it's presented. So it's like, I agree 100% that it's just a mind fuck, and I can watch it multiple times. Absolutely, it's the same reason I watch Transformers.
You still there? God damn it!
So, yeah. Do you hear me, Gabe?
I can hear you. I don't think Gabe can hear
okay.
you. You're good.
So,
Keep talking.
I agree with what Gabe said as far as that goes, but it's presented as a film, and so I gotta kind of take it like a film. And like, it has its negatives, but as like a coming of age project, or like a, what is it? What would it be called? Like a debut kind of a thing. It's definitely very well done as far as like, I mean, if you take this and like look at like something like Clerks being like Kevin Smith's debut, like this swings really hard from his area of expertise, which is the visuals and the music, and then the other stuff is lacking. And the same thing happened with Clerks, where it swings really hard from the comedy and the dialogue, but the fucking visuals and camera work was lacking as fuck, because it's not his expertise. So from that, I think it's cool. It'll be interesting to see if like he makes more stuff, and if that stuff evolves to include like, you know, other important parts of film and whatnot. But as far as this goes, like, it's fun to watch. Like, but if I was like grading a movie on like its moviness, it's not like it's very bad on that scale. It is very much a stoner thing to do, I think.
I feel like I needed to be watching this like on acid or something. Like that's how it felt to me.
Yeah.
Oh, weird.
Cannot get back in the call.
Let me add him back.
Do we have to like do it all again?
No.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
Okay. I just assumed one of your 8,000 cats was eating a wire somewhere.
No, I think my router's been overheating, like, because maybe once or twice a day, it'll just kick itself off and then come back on.
It is hot as the apocalypse outside.
It is hot as balls outside.
It feels good right now. I've been outside for the past couple hours. It actually feels pretty nice.
Oh, yeah, it's calmed down. But I mean, like, it was probably running all morning when it wasn't calmed down.
Oh, yeah, it was hot today.
Yeah, I have to walk into the office every day at 2. It's like the shittiest time of day.
Right, just across blacktop.
Everybody's fucking setting off the like heat alarm as we go in. So you gotta like fucking wait for 5 minutes to see if you're good. Like, why are you 118 degrees? Hot.
I know we're getting on a tangent, but it's fucking stupid that they're taking people's temperatures via a surface temperature thermometer. That makes no sense. That's not a very good indicator of whether you're fucking actually hot or not.
We have like we do have that as a backup. We have like a camera that like takes your body heat.
But it's the same thing. It's a surface temperature thing.
Yeah, I know. It's not internal. But there's like
what you need is just like a up the ass one, like a rectal thermometer that just blows out the cornhole.
Walk up the line, drop your pants.
You gotta clean it every day, bro. You hand it to them, they stick it in, you clean it, and you're good to go again.
Yeah, like you get your own thermometer.
Yes.
That's gonna be. That's the next technology. It just like pops out of your neck.
Like a turkey when a turkey's done, it's like a
fever.
You have corona. Damn it.
And now Doyle's frozen.
Yeah.
It looks amazing though.
I'm not frozen on my end, and neither are you guys.
It's funny because Doyle, you're the only one that keeps like being herky jerky. Like Juan comes across fine, and you're like, oh.
So final thoughts. So we will have heard, or we already did hear. We spoke to Anders Heinrichsen, and we spoke to Natasha Cashman, right?
Yes.
So we spoke to two of the actors in the movie. I'm sure that they said great things about it if I were to guess. So final thoughts? I mean, do we recommend this going out to people's eyes?
So far, this is my favorite movie of the year. Like, period.
Wow, that's weird.
Yeah. I fucking absolutely love this movie. Like, it is super goddamn cool, and it is exactly the kind of thing I like to watch. So, yeah, fuck yeah, go watch it. Don't be a dipshit. Go watch it.
All right, then. I kind of said my final thought Gabe was gone. To reiterate that same feeling, I think, again, as like a coming out project, it's very good in his strong suit as far as like visuals and music goes. But like, I can't throw all the weight Gabe's throwing behind it. As like a film, I think it's pretty dodgy and not quite ready. But it's his coming out project as a film, so that's fine. Visually, I think it is awesome, though. Like, I think you'd be doing yourself a disservice if you like sci-fi or just cool-looking shit if you didn't watch it, because it's very much all of that wrapped up in a bow. And if you were definitely on drugs, I'm sure it would enhance the appeal.
While you were gone, I said I felt like I should be on acid while I watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
It feels like a DMT trip. Like, you're just going. You're just cruising throughout the universe with this naked chick.
There's other naked chicks falling out of the sky.
I'm hoping that this guy, like I said, Gabe, you weren't here, but it's like it's similar to me, like how Kevin Smith made Clerks. It's like visually it sucked ass, but it was really funny because that's his, and the dialogue is really good because that's Kevin Smith's strong suit. So I'm hoping this guy keeps making shit, but evolves it to where he gets writers in and, you know, like a flow of the film that makes somewhat sense. An introduction to his world to where we could see like really laid out like better actual movies from him. I think would be pretty cool.
I would love to see more movies that exist like in this universe. Like, that'd be really cool to me. Especially things that like expand the story and tell you a little bit more about what's going on. Because like in a weird way, it ties into the Carpenter Brute video because the visual aesthetic is like super, super similar. And that seems to be taking place in like a similar kind of near future. So it almost, you know, it's almost like he could take it and really run with it and make something pretty cool. Like, I think this is pretty special. Like, it's something different for sure.
It's a cool sci-fi world, like as far as what we've seen so far. It's very unique. It feels a lot like Dune, but like way trippier, obviously.
I think that's kind of what the new Dune is going to be like. I mean, I hope it is. Because
the new Dune's like just like this, but it's Dune.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty rad.
I would watch the shit out of that too. I just watch them back to back over and over again.
Hopefully not 4 hours long, but
what happened to Gabe? Well, long
watch
story.
Dune now. That's all he does.
That's all he does. Watch Dune.
He just sells stuff on Etsy and watches Dune
over and over again. Oh man.
So I'm gonna give this a thumbs less than half. Because it's not something I would have ever watched. It would have never been on my radar. It would have not been. You know. So I know Tim has said before we should probably not talk bad about things that we have actors on from. And I can't do that. It's not who I am. You know, it's not. It like Doyle said earlier. If we're grading it as a film, it's not that great of a film. You know, it is. I'm looking at it from a different way because I didn't think it was a movie. Like, it didn't come across that way to me. And it's not awful. I like the visuals. I thought the music was kick-ass. You know, but you usually you get that in a few scenes out of a movie, not the latter half of a whole movie. And so it kind of took me out, but it was cool. You know, I probably will never watch it again. It's not something I'll put into my brain again. But if we get more stuff from it and it starts to evolve, you know, I'd give it a chance for sure.
Nice. Well, that's cool. Like, I'm glad.
No, I think it's important to be honest with it too, because it also it's like things are good and bad to different people. Like it doesn't
Right.
have to be good for everyone. Like
Right.
not everything's everybody's cup of tea. You know what I mean?
And that's exactly it. Like, Juan gives it a Doyle, likes some of it, and I love it, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Getting the chance to talk to the actor, I think, really kind of made it super cool to me too, because I don't know, he was really nice and funny, which I don't always get, and just in general, it was like a cool conversation and understanding like kind of the process behind like how this movie was made, and like knowing kind of what parts were practical, what parts were digital, and that sort of stuff was really
Yeah.
fascinating. Like, it was really neat to know. So
So
That would have been interesting to hear, and I mean will be because I'll listen to it eventually.
so the main thing that he told me is that the bridge, with the AI, that entire set is a practical set, which is really fucking cool to me.
That's cool.
Yeah, I
Like,
wouldn't have thought that.
yeah, neither would I. Like, I would have thought like the robot and their chairs, and that's about it. But
That's what I assumed was real. Yeah. The
yeah,
rest of it looks very much like a computer generated scene.
what's cool is it's really a testament to his ability to make his world fairly seamless. Like, even though it's done with like digital and practical effects, he's used like the digital effects to merge those two things together in a way that makes them all look the same, which
Yeah.
is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, visually, I don't think anyone could knock this movie. Like, it's very striking.
Yeah.
It's very well done, and like I said, to me, it seems like a slide reel of what he's good at.
Yeah.
It's almost like he's selling himself, and the rest of the stuff was just like because it has to be there. Throw it in there. You got a French guy who will do this for 18 peanuts? Let's do it. You know what I mean? But like I said, I hope that he makes more stuff with like, he's given some money to like pursue what he wants. Hopefully, like I said, like Gabe said, in this world would be cool because I've enjoyed it so far. I enjoy the sci-fi world so far. And yeah, I mean, topless chicks through space. It's not gonna be a waste of time no matter what you do.
So I'm gonna go back a little bit to what Doyle said, and it's something that I don't want to blowjob our show. I don't want to be that guy. But what I love about I've been listening to a ton of podcasts and a ton of radio. I don't really listen to a ton of music, and I think I like more the dynamic of hosts who not like they don't ever agree with anything, but that they don't always have the same interests, because it's not the same. Like, we don't always agree on everything, because I feel like that would be boring as fuck. There are plenty of things where every 3 or 4 of us or whoever's on are like, yeah, we're gonna suck this movie's dick, whatever, it was amazing. But there are things like this where I would have never ever fucking ever thought to put this in my brain, because it would have never crossed my path unless Gabe had put it there. And there are things that Gabe does that to me, and I'm like, God, this was so amazing. And then there are things that I'm like, whatever. But it's cool. It's what makes us different, I think.
You're wrong. It's amazing. No, no, that's what I like too. Like, Doyle, he gets us to think about movies that I either haven't watched in forever. Like, when we move on to the pop culture classic and talk about The Cell, like, you bring different things to the table when it comes to like television shows that I genuinely would never watch if you don't suggest them, and that's really cool, because it, like, yeah, I know I'm a curmudgeon. I know I like really shitting on stuff like before I've seen it, but I definitely have ended up really enjoying things that you guys have recommended that I didn't expect to enjoy. Like, the first thing that comes to mind is Gotham. Like, that show was cool as fuck. I thought it was going to be a piece of shit, and the whole time Juan was like, "Oh, it'll be cool. It'll be really cool." But then it ended up being really cool. Like,
And then Tim makes us watch Outsider or some shit.
yeah, there are those moments.
There are a lot of Tim moments. I will say, a lot of Tim moments.
I think I've made you guys watch some stuff you really don't like.
I can't think of any, but probably. I mean, I'm sure.
I can't think of anything that I was like, fuck Gabe, this is awful.
The only thing that I've felt like, oh my fucking pull my brain out of my asshole, was literally Outsider. Was that what it's called? I don't even know.
No, Outlander.
I don't even care what it's called. And then, which I know is super well loved, but GoldenEye. Rewatching GoldenEye, I was like, how the fuck is this ever popular? I literally just wanted to start abusing my dog. I'm like, you get a punch, dog, because I got it. So.
Sean,
you mean
no shirt
you mean
on,
Gold?
man.
You mean Goldfinger, not GoldenEye, right?
Oh yeah. I'm
Yeah.
just thinking of the game.
Again, you don't give a fuck what it's
Yeah.
called.
Yeah.
Oh
Those,
man, well,
those two things, I was just like, good son of a god.
well, on that eye-poking note, let's go ahead and wrap up this episode. Be sure to check us out at TOTLB.com. You can find all of our social media contact information there. You can also support us on Patreon at patreon.com/TOTLB. Hi, Hannah. And then you can go to our YouTube channel. Hannah distracted me. You can go to our YouTube channel, tinyurl.com/TOTLBtube. And of course, you can give us a call on the Michael Kirk Memorial Hotline. I hear he loved midgets. I hear he's dead. 970-573-6148. Until next time, I didn't say that right. Until next time, I've been Gabe.
I'm Doyle.
I'm Juan.
Bye.
What do we do if he actually dies one day?
well,
We keep
then-
the memorial hotline.
yeah.
It's like, guys, this week he really died.
But without
on a
the
very
smiles.
special episode of Thinking Outside the Long Box. Oh, I know how I'm announcing the next episode.
Well, that's how we finish this episode. So goodbye, everybody.
Oh, you recorded that whole thing right
Whole
there?
thing.
Oh, goddamn.
Let me stop this one.
That's for the people who make it.